One of the hardest times that people have when it comes to custody cases is when there's a substance abuse problem. The reason is they're so scared that they're going to have to leave their children with the person that they think will either abuse drugs or alcohol. If this is your case, then I suggest that you immediately file something with the court to restrict or limit the visitation. You can ask for supervised visitation, you can ask for no visitation, you can ask for a drug test, regular drug test, and then the court can set up some sort of mechanism, whether if they're negative for a period of time, then they can have regular visitation. But there are things that the court can do. Don't just assume that you're going to have to send your child into this environment without some safeguards. If you are married to someone who has narcissistic tendencies, then you might be concerned about how that's going to impact your children. As well, you should be. Unfortunately, unless you can prove with an expert of some sort that this parent and the way that they treat the child is hurting the child emotionally, physically, or some other way, then the court will give them visitation. The best thing you can do for your child is just to keep affirming them, loving them the best you know how, and if they need therapy, then getting them the help that they need. One of the things that comes up in custody cases is when you have a parent who has a personality disorder or severe depression or anxiety. If this mental disorder is causing them difficulty in the way that they can care for your child, then it's important that you address this with the court. You can ask for a mental evaluation, and if the court can get involved, they can limit or restrict the visitation that this person has. They can also make sure that they're taking their medication. I recently had a case with a woman who was married to a schizophrenic, and he told the court he didn't take the medication just because he didn't like the way it made it feel. But what it was doing to the children was terrifying. So make sure that you get the court involved so they can help you protect your children in this difficult time. One difficult custody situation might be that the parent wouldn't intentionally do something to hurt the child, but they might be neglectful. Had a situation where someone was depressed, and because of their depression, they slept a lot. They had small children, and it became a real concern for the parent because the children were not being supervised. At one point, his kids were on the roof of the house, and the wife was nowhere to be found. If you have someone that you think is neglectful, this can be scary. What I would suggest that you do is monitor what's happening with them. Make sure that you have access to talk to your children. If you have very young children, then you might ask the court to address this and give them some shortened periods of visitation or limit the visitation until you feel more sure that your children are safe. If you have a special custody consideration, we at Lee Daniel and Associates have handled so many different kinds of custody issues. Please give us a call and we'll be happy to help you with these difficult things.